Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest edition of the Lugs podcast. I am your host, AJ. With me, as always, is my co-host, Ryan.
What's up? Denny Hamlin sucks.
You know, I've learned through emotions watching NASCAR and all this to wait to post stuff on social media after the race. But I am still just as pissed off now as I was 24 hours ago when it happened.
I'm the same way right now. It's unbelievable. I understand you guys are racing hard. There's a chance to win the championship on the line right now. You don't take somebody out like that. I know we're going to get into it a little later, but Hamlin doesn't suck. It was just a dumb move. He's a good driver. Respect the guy, but that was a low move right there, if you ask me. AJ, how was the weekend?
Oh, the week was fantastic up until about 3 laps to go yesterday. Had a good weekend. Georgia beat Florida, which was great.
Manhandled them. They manhandled them.
That they did. I come from a family with a lot of Gator fans in it, so it's always nice to rub that in for at least a year.
No, I bet.
And then watched some football and racing yesterday. That was about it.
There you go. Nothing wrong with doing that. So. Yeah, Friday, I went to work. Sarah was under the weather. She didn't work Friday, and we had tickets to the Michigan game on Saturday. And she wakes up at about 8:15 saying that she's going to the urgent care, that she wants me to go to the game. So I'm like, okay, it's a noon kick, and I'm trying to find people to go. I called my mom, seeing if she wanted to go, because I know she hadn't been to a game in a while, and I know she likes her college football just like her pro football as well. And she's like, no, I got a doctor's appointment, too. My brother wasn't feeling all that well, either. And then I called our buddy Sean. I mentioned to him in the previous night that there might be a slim possibility. Woo-hoo. Oh, I got some. Yeah, that's it. Woohoo. And then I'm like, and he's like, yeah, I got something going on. I don't know if I'll be able to. And then I called him Saturday morning. I'm like, hey, Sean, let's go out to the game, man. I got a free ticket for you. Only thing you got to worry about is food. I'll drive out there. I'll pay for parking and whatnot. So he's like, yeah, I'll go. And he's not too far from Ann Arbor. He's about, I'd say, 15, maybe 20 minutes from downtown Ann Arbor by the stadium. So we got out there, found a nice parking spot, walked through the golf course, which is right across the street from the stadium. Beautiful golf course. I got to golf it sometime. Got there. We had some awesome seats. I think you've seen them on our little messenger we do on
right down
Facebook
the center of the uprights, it looked like.
Yeah, they were great seats. The weather, mid-40s. Kickoff, but the wind chill, they had a little bit of a breeze there, but I was just prepared. I was ready to go. It was an awesome time. Our first string quarterback, well, technically second string quarterback was in, and he was getting booed like no other, and so they finally put in Brandon Peters, the freshman, and the crowd energized, and it was cool. They should have beat Rutgers anyway, but still, for them to have to put in the true freshman and to energize the team and the crowd, which, yeah, that was something else. But yeah, all in all, it was a great time. And then yesterday, watched the red zone, and then watched the majority of the race yesterday because the Lions were on Sunday Night Football. We're not going to get into that because my rant of the week would be about the Detroit Lions and not what happened yesterday at Martinsville, which was big in itself as well. But yeah, the Lions, they lost again on Sunday Night Football. Read an interesting stat. They are 0-8 on Sunday Night Football.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty incredible, isn't it? Man, I wish I had a team like the Patriots or something like that. But I don't. I know I got stuck with my lovable losers, the Lions. And then Thursday, we adopted a cat. Our friend has been feeding this cat. And Sarah's like, yeah, do you want to adopt a cat? And I'm like, yeah, sure, we can do that. And she named him Binks. Sarah did. And I'm like, yeah. The name is the name. I don't mind it. So I'm just calling him Mr. Kitty right now. I'm like, hey, Mr. Kitty. Come here, Mr. Kitty.
Is that like as in South Park? Like, Mr. Kitty, that's my Popeye?
Yeah, that's my Popeye, Kitty. No, Kitty, that's my Popeye. Yes. And Sarah doesn't like South Park, so I couldn't tell her what it was from. So... But yeah, like I said, it was all in all, it was a nice, relaxing weekend. Sarah's on the upswing and feeling better, so I told her I'd probably take her to a Red Wing game because she's never been to that. Or I would try to go to the final game of the year against Ohio State, but then I seen how much tickets were, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think so.
Why don't you just take her to Mania? Isn't that supposed to be coming there in a few years?
Yeah. It's,
saw that news today.
2019. Detroit's like one of the front runners for it. And they had a nice little article. The reason why they want to do it because they're so close to Canada, that a lot of more Canadians would come over for WrestleMania. Not only plus what they get anyways from people coming from Japan. When they was here, when 23 was here, I was talking to people from Australia, London, England. There was a couple people from Osaka, Japan. They were pretty cool, and then a lot of Canadians.
It's John Cena, eh?
Yeah, it's yes. It's John Cena, Shawn Michaels,
Man, I forgot to tell you. Yesterday did DraftKings.
Okay. Oh, for fantasy football?
I did, yeah. I did 2 1 o'clock games, 2 4 o'clock games, and then 2 in the NASCAR race. And there was at one point when Chase was leading the race that I was up $46 total.
Nice.
I ended up walking away with, I think it was like 23, or it was somewhere in between 23 and 30. I can't remember. I withdrew it out of my account yesterday just because I was like, oh, that's going right back in.
Yeah, no kidding.
So,
yeah, I don't do any of that
I'm more pissed at Danny.
DraftKings or anything. Oh, yeah, I hear you.
You knew from my text message to you after the race how pissed I was.
Like, you remember my voice message I sent you yesterday? Sarah's like, calm down. I'm like I get that angry and it's like I lose breath almost. But man, I don't know. We'll get more into that. Yeah, I know I'm
still pissed.
I am too
pissed.
And listeners, this episode, if we do cuss, we do apologize about that ahead of time.
Yeah.
So we'll try to keep it a PG-13 limit here today. No R rating.
So we're going to get into Gas and Go, and I feel like the first part of it's going to be very quick because there is so much to cover here in the Cup race.
And as you know, I missed the entire truck race. I did see Noah Gragson won the race, first-time winner.
Yeah, we got a first-time winner. Another week. I feel like just this season, we've had back-to-back-to-back first-time winners. It's crazy.
I think NASCAR hit on something with not having these Monster Energy Cup guys in these playoff races. I mean, with the 5 years and above experience, it's showing first time winners.
Yeah.
First time winners. It's good for the sport.
It's amazing how interesting this all becomes when you eliminate Cup drivers.
Hey, ding 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 ding.
Hello, these lower series. If you keep the rules the way they are in the playoffs in these lower series, you'll have some entertaining races come the end of the year for the playoffs and all that.
Exactly.
You know, these guys could develop rivalries. You know, they could develop hot streaks, cold streaks, and it wouldn't be due to Cup drivers being in there.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. I have it on record. I haven't watched it yet. I may skim through it. Like I said, I did see that Gregson won. I haven't seen the point standings yet, which I'm looking up right now as we speak on the good old tablet.
I wish Chase would have clocked Denny.
I do too.
I'm sitting here as we're recording this. Race Hub is on my TV in the background, and I keep seeing the argument between Chase and Denny, and I just wish in that moment Chase would have given the 5 knuckles right to the dome.
I'm yelling at the TV. Sarah's yelling at the TV too, and I'm like, "Colecock him, hit him, do something to him." And then they get out of the cars on pit road, and they're right by each other. It's
we're going to get into this because
Chase,
there's some good tweets that came out of this that I sent to you.
Nice.
So we're going to continue down the line. Like we said, Noah Gragson is the winner of the race, first time, which is impressive because that's a kid who's definitely up and coming. He's had a pretty decent season. He's racing for, was it KBM or was it JGR? Yeah, I think it was KBM. Driving
KBM.
the 18?
18, yep.
Yeah.
And he did I thought he did the Spider-Man. I did see that.
Yeah.
How he climbed up the fence. I like when guys do
a little
that.
throwback to Tony Stewart.
Yeah, Tony Stewart throwback. And then, it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, definitely. The main takeaway from this race is John Hunter Nemechek wrecking, and he was the only driver to finish outside the top 10 that's in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's going to put a damper on things, especially, you got 2 races left being Texas and Phoenix to
And then the final race,
Get
which
it
is
together.
a Friday night race. I know that. So they are at Phoenix, aren't they?
Yeah, we got all three in action this weekend at Texas.
Right.
We need more weekends like this.
Trucks is Friday night. I do know that. I know the truck race is always a night race there at Texas this time of year.
You know, for some reason I wish this was a Saturday night race for Cup Series, but
I do too.
Like I
It's
said,
gonna be a long race.
we're gonna get more into that later. Your top five in this one was Noah Gragson, Matt Crafton, Johnny Sauter, Harrison Burton, and Todd Gilliland.
Oh, Todd, was he driving for KBM?
I
in this
do
race?
believe so. I thought he was in the 46
Oh, yep,
pedigree or
yeah,
something like that.
yep. The dog, good old dog food.
Yep. And your standings currently: Christopher Bell, Johnny Sauter, Matt Crafton, Ben Rhodes, and you're on your outside looking in Austin Cindric and John Hunter Nemechek. Any chance you think John Hunter can rebound, or do you think his season's done?
I think he can rebound this weekend at Texas. Get a good top 5 finish. Get some stage points. Get back into it.
Yeah, I don't think he's... I can't remember.
Matt.
I don't think he's that far out. I think if he can have some decent finishes and some other guys have some troubles,
Yeah, he'd be all right.
he'll be all right. But definitely needs a win, I think, to get
Yes,
in.
he does.
And next race for the Truck Series is going to be Texas, as we said, this Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern on FS1. It's going to be a good one, man. Texas under the lights. Texas is always a fun track.
Yeah, that's the track where Kyle Busch got parked for when he wrecked. God, what the heck was it? What is
Ron
his
Horner
name?
today.
Yeah, that would thank you. I had a little brain fart there for a minute. Yeah, I had a buddy of mine who's a big Kyle fan went down there that weekend when that happened too.
Yeah,
He's like, well, I went to Texas for no reason. Kyle got parked all weekend. Well, I'm like, he shouldn't even been racing in the Truck Series to begin with.
No, that was stupid. It was one of the dumbest boneheaded moves I've ever seen.
I think it's top 3 easily.
Well, number one will always be the Sterling Marlin Daytona.
Yeah.
It's always going to be number one in my eyes.
Yeah, that would definitely be there.
We're going to go, Xfinity Series was off this weekend, but they're in action Saturday. That's another primetime start. They're racing at 8:30 p.m. on NBCSN. That'll be another fun one. I'm taking Byron in that one.
Oh, I am too. Him or Allgaier. Allgaier's showing a lot of speed these playoffs.
Texas is one of those tracks where it falls into Byron's lap. Like those are his type of tracks where he seems to do very well at. You know.
That he does. Like I said, hopefully he can get her done. Either one of them two guys. Or even Cole Custer. He's shown a lot these playoffs right now.
Sadler. I still think Sadler gets in.
With the Final Four?
Yep, Sadler's in the Final Four.
I could see it. Funny, I'm just opening up NASCAR.com right now, and there's a picture of Chase Elliott has his hand right on Denny Hamlin, and Hamlin's got that woosah. That euphoric look, like, I didn't do anything wrong.
All right, you know what? Now that we're through the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, let's address the elephant in the room.
Yep.
We had a Cup race yesterday. Well, recording on Monday, so we had one Sunday at Martinsville, which was a very entertaining race.
Yeah, it was a very good, entertaining race. Especially with the temperature. I think I checked, I always check, for some reason I like to check the weather on my smartphone. Hey, what's the weather here? The temperature, they said it was like 46 degrees and cloudy, and the stands, hey, give credit to the diehards, the fans that were out there at that race, braving the elements to 40 degrees. I know you're not used to it down there in Florida there, AJ.
It was, 40 degrees? It was rainy. Fans stuck it out. You look at the crowd, and it looked like it was maybe lacking fans in the stands, but you have to put into effect the weather and how it was all weekend there.
It was like that all weekend in the 40s. I remember last year it was like in the 60s, I thought, for this race last year.
It seems like this race always is either very cloudy or it's threatened by rain. For some reason.
Every year?
Every fall race at Martinsville gets this way.
You need to keep Martinsville in the playoffs. I know they already got the schedule for next year. The following year, 2019, make it the first round of the playoffs.
Put it at night.
Yeah. The first race of the playoffs. Have it the night race.
So, we're going to go Kyle Busch is your winner. But you can't help but think this win is overshadowed by what happened with 3 to go, the drama that led up to everything. So, it honestly all started Chase Elliott leading.
Him and Keselowski.
Brad Keselowski catching up to him, cutting down his tire on his quarter panel. Or on his left rear, sorry. And now Chase has a tire rub. And he's still in the lead with this tire rub, and I'm shocked. And that's when Keselowski passes him. Logano then gets into, was it
Kyle?
Kyle gets
it was
on.
Kyle, and there was another car there. They were doing 3 wide, and then that's when
Kyle
Logano
forced
got
the
his
issue.
tire. Oh, of course he did.
But a couple laps later, Logano goes around right in front of Ryan Blaney. And a lot of the talk after the race was what could have happened differently with Logano, and I can't help but think Brad's leading. You know you got a flat tire. It's your teammate. Why don't you come into pit road? You're not even in the playoffs.
Exactly. I blame that on the crew chief right there. Hey, even Roger Penske. Hey, my guy's leading. Get your ass to pit road.
Yeah, I don't know if Roger was at the track or not. I didn't, I couldn't see, but I can't help but sit there and think that Logano cost Keselowski a win.
Exactly. I don't get it either with Roger Penske. He seems to be at every single IndyCar race, but he's only at a select few NASCAR races. I don't understand that.
You got to start with IndyCar. That's understandable.
Oh yeah, he got to start there. Yeah.
But regardless, that's a situation where you got to think more. I know we're racing here, but I feel like you got to think more about the team and where you're at as a team, as a race team.
Exactly.
In that type of situation, because that win is all Keselowski's once he got around Chase. So.
Oh yeah, if that would have happened, and Keselowski would have been in victory lane, and then we wouldn't have had a Toyota win another race in these playoffs, all but Talladega, which is. We said it last week. Something's going on.
Yeah. With all this that happens, Logano spins, caution comes out. Chase can now come to pit road and change that tire. And the coolest thing of all this was when they were changing the right sides, the gas man pulling out the fender on the left side. They didn't lose any time on that pit stop, and honestly had their best pit stop of the day. So they get Chase back out there. Comes out of the pit second. And this is bonehead move number 2 of the race. Why did Brad take the outside lane?
I don't get that.
Chase was strong on the bottom of the track all race long.
They were saying that the top line was coming in at Martinsville, and to me, watching Martinsville for as long as I have, that needs to still be a one groove racetrack.
And it still is a one groove racetrack. Yeah. The high line was working a little bit, but.
Yeah, they got to. They just, I don't know.
So we get through that, and
the restart happened. And then, they were beating and banging on each other, but they did it clean.
Yeah,
they did it clean.
That's the point I was going to make. You see what Chase did on that restart? He pushes Keselowski up the track, with the side of his car. I don't recall them touching or anything. I just remember him kind of moving Brad up the groove a little bit. Not putting the fender to him or anything, just he changed his driving line to the point where Keselowski had to change his. Which is short track racing. You take that groove away.
Yeah, exactly.
That is your Saturday night short track racing right there. Clean. Chase gets the lead. Puts the block on Denny. And now going in with 3 laps to go, going into turn 3, Denny uses the 24 as his brakes. Sends him up into the wall. Once again, Chase is ruined out of his first career finish.
Win.
Wrecked out. Punted. Oh, yeah, win. Sorry, I said finish. Win.
Yeah, close enough.
I can't tell you how fumed I was.
I know the feeling because I was right there with you. like I got the computer on right now, the little laptop, my little TV tray, and I slammed the hell out of it with my fist. I was like, son of a... And, like, Sarah was like, I'm the same way right now. Like, she was angry about it. I was angry about it. The dog thought we were yelling at him. He goes laying down somewhere. He comes, tiptoeing out. I'm like, Thor, we're not yelling at you. Daddy and Mommy are mad at the TV because the guy just got wrecked, and Hamlin knew what he was doing. Oh. And I don't know if you heard it yesterday in Chase's interview that Denny told Chase that he had somebody right on his bumper. Yeah. When Chase saw the replay, there was nobody behind you.
Yeah. Not only are you going to punt a guy 2 laps away from his first career win, then you're going to go on TV and lie about it, saying that someone pushed you into him. Are you kidding me? Does he not realize everything here is taped? There's cameras everywhere.
Now, he must think they're back in like the 50s or 60s where there's like 3 or 4 cameras to cover the entire race.
Oh my gosh.
Not no more. Hey, Denny, weren't you the one that had the helmet cam on a few weeks ago at, what was it, Talladega or somewhere like that? Yeah, he had the helmet cam on. I know Junior had it yesterday.
Yeah, and going back to this whole, clean dirty situation, you look at Kevin Harvick and Ryan Blaney going at it, hell, all day long.
They got into it too on pit road.
Put the fenders serious to each other, never wrecked each other.
Nope.
The brake checking and all that, which I think, personally, the brake checking on the straightaways, stupid. You're asking to get wrecked.
Yeah, exactly.
But they did it clean. They didn't wreck each other. Fine. But you're going to go in, and almost, the one thing that came back to mind was the Kyle Busch on Dale Jr. at Richmond back in 2008 when I saw that.
I was at my mom's house. I couldn't do anything, but if I had something breakable around me, I would have broken it because I was that mad at that race.
It just reminded me exactly of that. Junior's a couple laps away from a win and gets taken out by an ironic situation in Gibbs' car.
Shocking.
And I'm telling you, Chase's win's coming, but damn it, can some luck get on this kid's side?
Here's my question for you. It's a 2-question. First question, will Chase get payback? If so, where?
Denny needs to watch out when that 24 is around him.
All right. I don't think it'll happen.
Phoenix would be the best track to do it at.
Yep. Don't do it at Texas. They run too fast at Texas.
But Texas, I could see Chase going into a corner, tapping him in the rear, and saying, letting him know he's there.
Yeah, something like that. But I don't see him spinning him out here. At Texas, like I said, especially with the speeds they're going, they're doing close to almost 200 mile an hour going into turn 1 there. I don't see it happening there. I do see it happening at Phoenix, if anything.
Yeah, and let's put it this way: at this point in time, the 24 and the 11 are out of the chase for the final 4. Let's say Denny gets in, and Chase is out. Does he go into Homestead with the intentions of, you ruined my playoff hopes, let me ruin yours?
Yeah, but NASCAR's going to be all over that. Hey, if you wreck him, you're going to be docked points. You're going to be docked points to start next year. I can see him doing something like that.
Hey, you know what? Earnhardt wouldn't have sat for that.
Mm-hmm.
No,
heck no, he wouldn't have.
Look what he did when Terry did it to him.
Oh, at Bristol, yep.
So,
second question. What was worse, yesterday or the Logano-Kenseth ordeal? With Kenseth a lap down, multiple laps down, and he claims to cut a tire and take out Logano.
If we're going with what's worse, you got to pick the Logano-Kenseth incident being worse. Given the circumstances of how it was all playing out, Kenseth being multiple laps down, wrecked race car, wrecking Logano. But one is a popular move in the eyes of fans, and one isn't.
Yeah, Kenseth should have been parked for the entire year after that. I don't know why he wasn't. So
yeah, things happen.
That they do.
But I'm looking at all these people saying this is all a racing deal. Like, this is
it's
the
not.
farthest
No,
thing
not.
from a racing deal. This is not one of those racing deals. A racing deal is moving a guy up the groove to get him out of the way.
Exactly. Denny knew what he was doing.
Not putting the kid in the fence.
Exactly. Denny knew if he hit him in the right spot, which is where he hit him, he was going to go around.
Yeah. It was... anyway.
Yeah.
The dust clears on this wreck, right? So
yeah.
we got overtime to go. Get into overtime, in the front row is the 11 and the 18, and I must say, Kyle does not do many popular things in my book, and for that matter, most fans' books. But I did like seeing him shove Denny up the groove a little bit to get around him.
Oh, yeah, he put the bumper to him.
You know?
I thought they were going to take each other out, and Truex was going to get a win, which he doesn't need another win anyway.
You know, I was waiting for Truex to come out of 4 and kind of put the door to Kyle a little bit, but
like we said last week, though, Truex doesn't even need a win this round. He's already in.
No, he doesn't, but
Burton even basically said that in the broadcast yesterday. Yeah, all these guys got to win, except I don't think this one car doesn't need a win, and then sure as hell there's Truex right there.
Yeah, a win's a win to me. You know, no matter how you look at it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to assure that you're in the next round, regardless,
exactly.
whether you think you're safe or not. But coming out of there, I'm watching, and I see in the corner of my screen, how couldn't you miss it? They showed the replay of it, but I see Denny start getting loose in the back of the pack as they're coming to the line. And then we looked like we had another Talladega wreck, this time at Martinsville.
Yeah, oh yeah, yep. Did you see what happened to Kurt Busch's radiator? He got stuck underneath the fence there, I guess. Is what
I know, I didn't see that.
Yeah, a part of the radiator, a part of the front end got stuck underneath the fence. They tried to pull it out. I think they finally got it, but it was stuck underneath there.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah. If I find it on Facebook, I'll send it to you later, and I'll probably tweet it out, get it on the Facebook or Twitter page.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, and then the chaos ensued after that.
And I'm watching this. Does Danny get his tire caught up in the fender of Blaney? Is that why it looked like he was pushing him back into the wall?
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
I didn't think that was intentional at all or anything.
No, not at all.
So, as they're cleaning all this up, you see Kyle in the background out of 4, just waiting for all this to clear up. The cars get rolling again, and I'm looking as I see the cars get rolling, and I see Chase parked right next to the 11. And at that point, you know, me sitting there thinking, oh, here we go. We're about to have some fisticuffs here at Martinsville. They get around to the backstretch, and that's when Chase pushes Hamlin into the fence. Rides him around the track a little bit like that. And that's when chaos ensued on pit road.
Yeah, the pit road incident. Yeah, that's yeah. They were talking on the track, and then the officials came over onto the track because how they got the pit road heading into turn 3 at Martinsville. They were like right by there is where they were at.
I'm sitting.
And that's when the officials came running over there.
You know, anyone who can somewhat read lips could understand what was being said there. You know, you wrecked me.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? The best is well. I'm going to go back because this is the situation where I said I was just hoping Chase would just pull back, and just clock him right in the face.
I wish he would have too.
Because you know what? He'd be the most popular driver at that point, and Mike Davis, who was Dale Jr.'s former PR representative, sent a tweet out that said, if Chase decks Denny, and I mean gets him good, I'd worry about Dale Jr.'s streak of most popular driver awards. And that tweet to me said it all.
Nice.
That was the God's honest truth of it all.
Well, you heard yesterday in the interview, they're interviewing Hamlin, and I guess NBC, you know how they've been interviewing the drivers after the win on like the front stretch and all that, where they have the mic on so the crowd can hear them. They had that yesterday when Hamlin was on, and they had him on the big video board, and everybody's booing the hell out of him. And I guess there's a video of Chase like egging the crowd on to keep booing and everything.
I love Chase playing the crowd, man.
Oh, heck yeah, he was. And it's funny too because Hamlin's like, yeah, we're all wrecking the shit out of each other, and I'm like, oh, you might get a little talking to by NASCAR on that. And then you hear Rick Allen, we apologize about the language. It is the heat of the battle.
The best was I know how we mentioned John Cena earlier, John Cena A. It was almost like the "Let's go Cena suck" chants at in like wrestling events.
Oh,
They'd flash it over to Denny, who would do his interview. Crowd, loudest boos I've ever heard at a NASCAR race. I honestly thought they were even louder than any one after a Dale Jr. wreck or something like that.
Or a Kyle Busch win.
And and then they flash it over to Chase, and it is the loudest pop I've heard from a race since seeing Chase take the lead at Talladega, or Junior taking the lead at Talladega.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome to see, to listen to.
And then the funny thing too is Rutledge is interviewing Kyle Busch and how they don't have victory lane there. Hey, they have it right at the start-finish line at Martinsville. And I guess somebody threw something on Kyle's car, and he's like, yeah, that's really smart, or something like that in his interview. It's like nobody likes him. He's so arrogant. I can't stand it. I wish that they would have all taken each other out. Hamlin, Kyle, and then Truex.
Yeah. The funny thing here is how I said earlier, it being an overshadowed win for Kyle. I didn't see a burnout. I didn't see a victory lane interview or a start-finish line interview. Like, all that was thrown out the window once what happened here. It took priority at that point.
Sure did. And the funny thing is, too, I think I sent you the video earlier today about the fan. I think we're going to get a little bit into that.
Yeah, I've got that in here, the fan who, I've got my own personal take on that. I actually have that in our little news segment here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
I'm going to get into that then.
All right, cool.
But did you see Hamlin's apology? I shared it on Facebook.
You know what that apology is?
BS.
I was gonna say what fart.
Like I could, as I'm reading it, and as pissed as I still am. I don't take anything back of what I said. I tweeted yesterday after it. I said I'd pay the fine of any driver that wrecks Denny in the next 3 weeks.
Nice.
And I actually had a couple people say that they'd help pay the fine.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people would.
I said that you could take this apology and shove it where the sun don't shine, and I still stick by that.
I was laughing at that when you said that, so.
I guess, it wouldn't be hurtful for us to read it here.
Go ahead.
I gotta pull it up first here. As I got a Facebook video stuck up open here. That'll be funny.
Oh, nice.
That'll be funny to listen back to.
Yep, we got a Facebook video up over here. I read it, and honestly, I think it's a bunch of BS too. I think he's saying it because all the heat he got from it. He's like, oh man, I better do something here on this. And I think that's exactly what happened.
So here it is, and I quote it. I've raced nearly 10,000 races since I was 7. Today was the first time I've ever spun the leader. I regret the outcome because it was not intentional, the way it turned out, but I'm responsible for my own car and take blame. Nothing I say now can turn back the clock, emphasis on clock because we're at Martinsville. But it's a life lesson, and I hope no kids out there who aspire to race thinks that's the way you should do it. It's becoming normal in our sport now, and I hate that I'm now in the discussion as a guilty party. But I'll move on and hope Chase, his team, and fans will accept my apology. Nope.
Not one bit.
Man, it's going to take me a while to get over this one.
Exactly, especially because it was 3 laps to go.
Yeah. And this is going to be one of the last things I say on the matter. This guy, Adam Harner on Twitter, at Adam Harner1, puts out a tweet. I seriously wouldn't want to be a FedEx driver trying to make a delivery to the at Dawson pool room this week. At Dawson pool room is the Dawsonville pool room, where the siren sounds every Elliott win and all that. And the pool room actually responds to this tweet. All at FedEx boxes go straight into the dumpster, which is a hilarious tweet in of itself. But the best part of this whole story is the FedEx help team responding to the tweet, totally clueless as to why people are saying this, saying, "Hello, this is Rochelle. Would you like my assistance today? Please DM your name, delivery address, tracking, and phone numbers." I lost it.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. It's funny though for a member of FedEx not to know. Hey, our sponsor, our company logo is seen on a car every single Sunday, sometimes Saturday. What are they talking about? What are they talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand NASCAR is not for everybody, but come on, you work at FedEx, you should know that. When I was working at UPS, that was a prime sponsor, Dale Jarrett.
And I'm sure you wore the 88 hat with pride.
Oh, I did.
So I'm ending this all here with just saying, I guess that bridesmaid dress that Kyle Larson gave to Chase is still hanging in the hauler.
Oh, nice.
So that's it for that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into some other things here, Ryan.
Yeah, get some news going.
Jimmy Johnson had spun in qualifying and had to go to the back of the pack. Tell you, he made his way through the field. It's just not the result he wanted.
With what I saw yesterday, I don't think he's making it to the Final Four. After what I saw yesterday, he's been so good at that track. For that team to perform the way they did, I think he's out. I told Sarah that yesterday, and I told her a little bit today at work about it. I don't think he's getting into the Final Four.
I'm still taking either, Jimmy winning at either Phoenix or Texas. I don't see him not getting in the next round.
We'll wait and see. So it's going to be interesting.
So the top 5 results of this race were Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Clint Bowyer, great finish for Bowyer, by the way, Brad Keselowski, and Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, Keselowski, who won both the stages, got some valuable points.
Yeah, sure did. I think if he can finish well at Texas, I think he's a shoo-in for the Final Four.
Oh, yeah.
Your chase standings at this point are Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, and on the outside looking in, Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, and Chase Elliott. I see that changing. I don't see that being how it sits. I see Johnson in.
You think Harvick's gone?
I want to see Harvick in there, but I don't think it's Harvick. I think it's going to be one of those other 3. And out of all of them, selfishly, I want it to be Chase. I see Blaney having a real good shot, especially running well at Martinsville yesterday before he got taken out at the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
Battling with Kevin Harvick the way he did, I was shocked about how his day turned out.
Yeah, like I said, I'm picking Truex. I'm picking, obviously, Kyle, unfortunately, because he's already in. But I don't see Jimmy getting in.
It's hard to keep that man down, though. Him and Canals, they come around when they need to. Their backs haven't been against the wall yet, so that's why I'm interested to see how it plays out from this point on.
And this is the perfect time to do it, Texas.
I'd like to see Chase. Success.
I'd like to see Chase do it. So maybe Maybe Ives gives them the information that they had on the car last year that Bowman had at Phoenix, or maybe they switch the bodies and put the 48 or 24 on it. Let them guys run it. That car was mad fast last year at Phoenix. The one Bowman had.
The one that Bowman almost won in up until the incident with him and Kenseth.
Yep.
But shoot, what was I gonna say? I should really write this stuff down. Oh yeah. Okay, I remember now. If you remember correctly, I know we've talked about Chase Elliott in this episode an abundance, boatload of times.
Just a little bit.
His first win came at Texas in the Nationwide car.
It did.
Let's get the first Cup win in Texas.
That'd be something else. I thought he was going to win yesterday. I thought I picked him in last week's show to get that win yesterday. It was that or the 18, one of the two I picked. I can't remember.
trying to go back and find out.
I don't know. Oh, from last week's show?
Yeah, what you went with. I didn't even write yours down. Look at that.
Oh man, what a great host. and I got bad memories, so it's like, what the heck is going on?
So, next Sunday, we have a race at Texas, 2 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN, which
it's a 500-mile race.
Which we got
at a mile and a half.
We've got some track promoters promoting this with a nice little poster. It's a picture of Chase with an American flag background, and you can see him and Denny arguing at the bottom right-hand corner. Come see the People's Champion at the Great American Speedway. I love how they're playing this off. It's like a wrestling poster, man.
It is. We'll see what happens. It should be a good race, but it's a long race. And this is a rant that I could say for a later day, but these mile-and-a-half tracks with these 500-mile races.
Well, we've already talked.
Miles.
We have too many mile-and-a-half tracks on the schedule.
Yeah, we already have too many mile-and-a-half tracks as it is. But there's 500 miles? No way. Make that a 400-mile race. It's what, 367? It's just too long of a race, if you ask me.
Yeah, I don't know the official lap count on that, but yeah, that's a long one. You know?
I think it's 367.
And like I said before, we have too many mile-and-a-half tracks in the playoffs, and
that's why they're adding the Roval.
You know, you got the Roval, that's a start, but where else do we go from here? There's more tracks you could take out of there.
Yep.
So,
I don't mind going to these tracks. You know, I like Kansas. It's a nice track, but race one time there. I mean, no offense to people that go there for both races, everything like that. It just, I don't know, just something about these mile and a halves.
Yeah, they bug me too. But I said, we've beaten this dead horse for a couple episodes now on that.
Yep.
So, let's get into some tire rub. We got some news this week, or actually lack thereof. There was no big news this week.
Yes, there was.
There was
last
no
week.
big. You're apparently not getting my sarcasm here.
Oh yeah, I wasn't getting to that sarcasm there. No.
We finally have our answer that we've been waiting for and that we've been predicting for a while now. We have Bubba Wallace. Finally, getting a ride with Richard Petty Motorsports, which we all predicted.
That is me clapping in the background. Number
43.
About time.
And we don't know if that's going to be a Ford or a Chevy or what yet, but
it better not be a Toyota.
I don't see Richard going for a Toyota anytime soon, but hey, anything can happen. But Bubba Wallace finally has a ride for 2018, and it's great to see. Kid deserves it.
I've met Bubba a couple times. Real down-to-earth guy, class guy. My buddy Ryan, he was wearing a Slipknot shirt, and he was ahead of me in line, and I hear him talking. He's like, man, Slipknot, man. I love them guys. I just love that song, Wait and Bleed, and all this. And I'm like, nice. I get up there. I'm like, you listen to Slipknot, Bubba? He's like, oh, heck yeah, I do. I'm like, nice. I know I liked you for a reason.
The best thing to come out of all this is that we now have Ryan Blaney and Bubba Wallace on the track at the same time on a weekly basis.
Yep. Best friends, man.
Have
you seen the video of him and Blaney in the car?
Yep.
And they're doing the drivers?
The impersonations. The one where he's up against the window and he's like, Kozlowski.
Yep. The Joey smile and the driving like Newman. Newman.
Oh, man. That's good. Yeah, that's great to hear for him, though, man.
Exactly.
We have Matt Crafton returning to Thor Sport next year.
Not shocked by that.
No,
I kind of wish I'd like to see him in the Xfinity, see what he can do up there. He's been in the trucks forever.
Yeah, I mean he's made it all the way to Xfinity. I don't know if he might have one or two Cup starts in him.
He's had a couple Cup starts, nothing too overwhelming.
I think didn't he fill in for somebody?
He may have.
I thought he filled it. Someone's gonna have to fact check me on that one, but I want to say he filled in for somebody back a couple years ago. So we got him going back to Thor Sport. We have Travis Mack, going to be the crew chief of Casey Kane next year, who was Dale Jr.'s car chief this year.
Oh, all right.
The 88. Who also, when Ives was suspended, was the crew chief of that car.
Oh, all right.
And then we have the NASCAR fan attacking Denny Hamlin, and this is going to send us onto a little bit of a rant, I have to think.
Yep. And this is what my rant pertained to. So I'll let you go first, AJ.
Okay. What kind of idiot is going to jump the wall and go after a driver and get in his face, or try to get into his face? You know, you got a hot pass. You paid for the hot pass, or you had it given to you, whatever. Why are you going to be that guy that ruins it for everybody else because of your stupidity? I get it. We're all mad. We're all pissed about what happened. Whoever's a 24 fan, a race fan, you know. But who, first of all, I want to know who let the guy over the wall. Who wasn't paying attention? Second of all, why did you think that this would be the best idea you could possibly have at this given moment in time? You were going to ruin any fan's hopes of getting onto pit road, into the garage area, meet drivers, with crap like this happening. That's my take on that.
I have to agree 110% with you, AJ. This is going to take away a lot of things for a lot of people that treat this hot pass, that are very nice and courtesy to the drivers, to the security, guys that follow the rules. I don't know if this was liquid encouragement for this gentleman. I have to give not only... I know we've been bashing him the entire show on this, but I've watched the video numerous times. I give Denny Hamlin credit. Basically, he told the guy... he's like, get the guy out of here, this, that, and anything like that. His crew chief, the police officers that were down on pit road, they escorted this gentleman out. And there was a guy, I don't know if you've seen the whole video, there's a guy right after it. He's like, Denny, I apologize for that.
Yeah,
and
I saw
Denny's
that.
like, all right, and they shook hands and all that. But my rant is, and you basically almost took it, basically, what I said, it's like, we all go to sporting events, obviously. I've been on pit road before. I've been to the hot pass. I've done all that. I've gotten my picture taken with a trophy, my Facebook picture. Unfortunately, Matt Kenseth won that race, one of the boring races I've ever been to, because the splitter looked like a surfboard. And it was absolutely terrible. No passing, no nothing. Second, there needs to be more security on pit road. I understand it's after the race. I know there are people getting out of there, everything like that, but there's got to be more security for these drivers. The guy was an idiot. He should be arrested. He should have spent the night in jail.
Do not let him come back to any race ever again.
Do not. Yeah, exactly. Don't let him come back to the track at all.
I don't care if he's a close friend with the driver.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care. Yeah, he's gone. Who knows? Who knows if this guy has a knife on him, a gun on him, anything like that to go after Denny Hamlin? I know people take their sports a lot seriously than others. I'm not going to mention any football fan base, OSU Buckeyes. But, like I said, they take this stuff way too serious. I understand. Denny understands he made a mistake. He understands he did wreck Chase on purpose. We're mad about it. I know you're still fuming about it. But would you ever go after a driver?
No.
Never. Not in a million years.
NASCAR fans are some of the most passionate sports fans in the world.
Yes, they are. Yes, we are.
You know, we wear our emotions on our sleeves for the most part when it comes to our driver and what happens. And props to Denny for treating it like a professional. I might be still pissed with him, but he handled it in a better way than I would have.
Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly.
I hate seeing incidents like this because I can't help but think, well, there goes that privilege.
Yeah, exactly.
For the rest of us.
Who's to say that this week at Texas they might get rid of that, or they may have heightened security now.
Yeah, I'm interested because I get the pit passes when I go to Daytona. I'm interested to see how security steps up in February on this.
Yeah, no kidding.
I can't believe one imbecile would have the cojones to jump over that wall and now ruin such an awesome experience for millions of fans, all because he had a displeasure with the driver. Take it to Twitter, buddy.
Yeah, take it to Twitter. Take it to social media. I mean, that's what social media is here for.
Yell from over the wall, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, exactly. Like a couple weeks ago, Oakland Raiders tackle Donald Penn leaving the stadium in his car. A fan yelling at him through the car. Penn stopped the car, and the guy wanted to fight Donald Penn right there, who's one of the best offensive linemen in football. Stupid. But they're not. Yeah, you saw the video.
I would have paid to see it.
Yeah, I would have paid to see it too. The cops came, they escorted this guy away. A few years ago, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this story on the podcast, but my brother was working for a car dealership, and one of his coworkers, girl he worked with, her boyfriend, fiance, was head security guard out at Michigan International Speedway, and he had walk through the driver trailers, everything like that. And the guy's like, "Hey, you guys are coming with me. You know, Maureen, she's with me too. So you guys are with Maureen, coming through the garage." And we were down in the garage, and I had my cooler, and they're like, "Yeah, you can't take your cooler with you." I'm like, "All right, I'll just set it here. Drivers don't care. They'll just, hey, somebody's walking through, everything like that." And I bumped into David Reagan. Like, physically, we made shoulder contact. I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Oh, David Reagan." "I'm sorry, Mr. Reagan." He's like, "Man, call me David, man. You're cool." I'm like, he's like, "Who are you here with?" "With the security guy." Oh, and he had a nickname for the guy too, and everything like that. And walked by Junior's trailer, all this trailers and all that. They're all barbecuing and everything like that, getting ready for the food and everything. And it was pretty cool. Like, I physically bumped into David Reagan, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, dude. I did not mean to do that." He's like, "No, man, you're cool. You're cool. I should have watched where I was going." I'm like, "Oh, no kidding." I didn't get an autograph or anything like that. I just shook his hand. I wished him luck in the race, and I went on my way. He went on his way.
Yeah, in a sport where the athletes are so approachable, like NASCAR
exactly.
is, I can't believe someone would have the brains to do something like that. So that ends that rant this week. I'm assuming that was your rant for the week, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I just, like I said, I don't get what this guy was thinking. I really don't. I don't know if that was liquid encouragement, if he was that angry about it. Maybe the weather got to him because it was in the 40s.
Stupid as stupid does. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yep. I hope he spent the night in jail, and I hope Martinsville and other tracks do not let this individual back to the track. He should be having to pay a hefty fine, something like that. I don't know.
Agreed. Well, this would be a good time to get some social media stuff out of the way.
All right.
We are up to 165 downloads of the podcast, 59 followers on Twitter, 56 likes on Facebook, 7 subscribers on YouTube. Don't forget, we are on Facebook and YouTube. We've got some shout-outs this week. We have Brian W. at Brian3Dale and Garrett Bahim. I hope I spelled that right, but his Twitter name says it all, at Garrett B. What. So, perfect explanation of how to pronounce the name. Places you can find us: iTunes and Podbean. That's where we upload the show every week. The Loose Lugs podcast. Search that into your bar. Subscribe to us. Rate us. We are doing that giveaway where if you send us in a screenshot of your rating for us or your subscription, we're gonna randomly pick a winner to give this $50 off NASCAR ticket to. On Twitter, find us at Lugs Podcast. Facebook and YouTube, the Loose Lugs Podcast, just like iTunes and Podbean. You can follow my personal account, Grey Goose F150. And Ryan, if you want to give everyone yours.
It's RRencola88 on Twitter.
That's right. So thank you everyone who's followed so far. Thank you for the listens this week to our new followers.
That's right.
And we got a couple.
Hey, go ahead. I got a quick thing to say, real quick. Walking through the golf course Saturday at the Michigan game, and I noticed a guy had a Jeff Gordon can koozie. And I'm like, oh, you're a race fan? He's like, yeah, definitely. I'm like, you still watching? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm a junior guy. Tell him about who I'm following next year, everything like that. And I mentioned the podcast to him, and I told him we're on Podbean, iTunes, and all that. Hopefully, the gentleman takes a listen to him. I told him we record every Monday. It's out every Wednesday, and he's like, Loose Lugs podcast, right? I'm like, that's it.
Hey,
I'm like, search it on Twitter.
If he listens to this episode, tweet us, man. Let us know.
Yeah,
you're
no kid. Yeah, definitely.
Some other.
But yeah, he had a.
Yeah, some other podcasts this gentleman can follow is the Lap Traffic Podcast at Lap Traffic PC, the PETM Podcast at PETM Podcast, the My Opinion and Therefore Fact Podcast at MOATF Podcast, the Bump and Run Podcast at the BNR Podcast, and the All Turns No Breaks Podcast at Turns No Breaks.
Oh, Denny Hamlin had none of those apparently yesterday.
Yeah, screw him. You just got to know that this is a fan show. It's in a cliche way, it's a fan show for fans by fans.
But like we said, props to Hamlin for keeping us cool during that bozo.
We're going to try to keep it professional, but this week, screw it. We're fans this week.
That's right.
Deal with
it. Right.
So, we've done your rant already.
Yes, we did.
So I think it's time for some...
Did your rant too?
Yeah, I think it's time for some white flag. Let's get to some predictions this week.
Texas.
What are your picks? Because you get to go first.
Mile and a half track. Been dominant all year. Why take a chance? I'm going 78. Dark horse this weekend. Man, let's go Ryan Blaney.
So, in these couple weeks, I'm trying to pick up my guys a little bit. Or pick around a little bit. So I'm going with the 24 gets revenge this weekend and wins. And my dark horse in his final race at Texas, the racetrack where he got his first win at, I'll take the 88.
There you go.
I'm going to take my two drivers for probably the last time this season.
All right. Yeah, Phoenix and Homestead after this.
Yeah.
Hard to believe 3 more races and his career's done for.
Yeah, isn't it something, man?
Yes, it is.
It started damn near 20 years ago.
Yes, it was.
But
unbelievable.
Texas should be a fun race, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be long, but it should be
good.
It's
going to be, yeah, definitely.
But, well, Ryan, after this week, after this eventful week that we just had, that's all I got today. Is that all you got?
That's all I got today. And hey, fans, when you go to a racetrack, don't be that guy.
Yeah, don't be an idiot. Don't be an imbecile.
I mean, I've been an idiot a couple times at the racetrack. I've had a few too many, and I've totally admitted that. I mean, just don't be that guy when you attack somebody like a driver or go after a driver.
Stupid.
Exactly.
Hit him with it, Brian.
Like I said. Oh, yeah, guys, we will see you at the racetrack.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yep, have a great weekend.
Let's hope the win is.
Let's do it.
Go to the race.